Все. Оп. Все, погнали. Рубимся. Оп, а что это такое? Похоже, это линейка. Пам-парам-пам-пам. О, даже на русском, ничего себе. Ну, пускай. Так, сложность средняя. Да не, высокую давайте. О, мы игру проходить, что ли, будем? А здесь почему не перевели? Забила 8х. Вертикальная синхронизация включена. Все. Погнали. Помните о целях заданий. Помните, что лобовая атака не всегда лучший способ их достичь. Ладно. Я запомню.
Fracas made us from stone to protect Girdlegard. Against orcs, ogres, and all the other beasts of Tion. We are the guardians of Girdlegard. We are the children of the divine smith. We are the Dwarves.
Хороший голос, мне нравится. Особые атаки наносят гораздо больше урона, чем обычные, часто обладают дополнительными эффектами, такими как оглушение врагов. Прекрасно. Да, озвучка классная. Не. Вернись-ка, мониторка. Вы можете поставить игру на паузу, нажав кнопку пробел. Помешайте камеру. Ага. Щелкните на значке атака в прыжке в левом нижнем углу экрана или нажмите Е. А, прикольно. Уи! Так. Нате топором. Чардж! О. Боевка от третьего лица. Чардж! Эпичная музыка, все как я люблю. Бум. И сразу же в замес тебя кинули вообще. Ой! Ой, что-то я, по-моему, зря полез. Уходим отсюда. Ху-ху! 60 орков убить надо. Нормально. Посылка из мастерской. Подойдите к сундуку и щелкните на нем, как только на экране появится значок использовать. С помощью гранат вы сможете сделать много чего интересного. Ну. Я нажимаю. О! Ху-ху-ху! Ху-ху! Ничего себе. Да руби давай его. Сразу же, конечно, музыка такая прям как надо. Отходи, гномик. Наверное, что возможно тратить очки действия. Выражается в виде синих точек под полосой. Да это я уже понял. Бум. Все? Орки бегут. Мой король.
Giselbert Ionai, the father of the Fifthling clan, has not been on the front line of battle against the creatures of Tion for many cycles. The king surveys the battlefield and the defenders with a grave expression.
We are too few.
This you know as well as he does. But there will be no reinforcements arriving. Hundreds of brave warriors lie inside the fortress dying. The illness is running rampant.
Stay at your posts. Be as steadfast as the granite of which we are made. Nothing can break us. Vrakas is with us.
Врага с нами. Выбрать другого героя, щелкните на его портрет левым нижнего экрана или нажмите клавишу Tab. Чтобы выбрать несколько героев, щелкните по ним, нажав клавишу Shift, либо нажмите левую кнопку. Объедите их рамочкой. Ой-ой-ой, красавчик. Ой, своего гнома. Во время паузы вы можете отдавать приказы за нескольким героям. Нет! Это вообще законно? Взяли, скинули его и все. Нормально. Отходим. Давай, давай. Ох ты же. Гвандолин.
Yes, come here and die.
Зар, здорово. Да беги давай, ё-моё. В замес. Блин, вообще ничего не непонятно, что происходит. мы катапульту взломаем. Еее! Как дела, Зар? Да.
These are the ones who attacked us in the tunnels. We suffered great losses beating them back.
Come here and I'll split you like a straw, you treacherous elf!
In his fury, the old king radiates a ferocious power that none of Citalia's children could withstand. But the slight, willowy being sitting astride the shadow mare just grins down, mockingly.
You are mistaken. We are Alpha. We are here to destroy the elves.
All peace-loving beings here in Girdlegard are under our protection, and you cannot open the gate that has barred your path into Girdlegard since the creation of the world.
Not us, but perhaps one of your kind.
This cannot be. Silence, you fool! Vrakas, forgive me for what I am about to do.
Quickly, in formation! You must hold them back until I close the gate!
What is it? On the way! Charge!
Чарж! Не-не-не-не! Не падай!
On the way! Come here, you! Charge! Understood! On the way! Come here, you! Charge! Charge! All right! Come here, you! Come here, you!
Давай, последнюю руну активируй уже!
Understood! On the way! And again! Understood! Come here, you! Charge!
Пуш их! Пуш!
Charge! That's that! All right!
Хорошо. Ой. Что-то в короля много стрел пролетело. А меня зарезали.
Look at me. I am Syntheras, the reaper of your death. I will take your life, and the land will take your soul.
Get out of my sight, pointy ears, and let me delight at the closed gate a little longer.
The gate may have closed, but when you rise again from the dead by the power of the land, you will be one of us, and you will open it.
Never! My soul belongs to Vrakas.
No. Your soul now belongs to the land, and henceforth you will belong to it forever. Now die, and return. Then hand us Girdlegard.
Печаль. Victory and defeat. Огненные расщелины, выискивайте на карте удобные тактические возможности. Ладно. Буду стараться.
You're a perfectionist,
Gnome.
Tungdil Bolafar.
I've got a
Gnome
reputation
hipster.
to uphold. If you can't rely on the metalwork of a dwarf, what can you rely on? You look dreadful.
What a charmer.
The maid gives you an ironic, reprimanding scowl.
Ikana has been crying half the night.
When you were teething, I carried you around the vaults. You played with my beard and I sang you to sleep.
Thrala smiles. She's heard this story many times before.
That was 23 cycles ago. I'm quite sure you didn't sing. You might have grumbled a bit.
If what you've read about the dwarven lifespan is true, it'll be another 300 sun cycles or more before you are called to the Eternal Forge. The certainty of one day having to witness Frala's death already burdens your heart.
Угу. Чем могу помочь?
What can I do for you?
For me, nothing. It's Lot Yonan. He wants to see you in his study.
In your mind, you go through all the recent incidents that might have annoyed the Magus. Apart from a few little squabbles with his famuli, nothing worth mentioning happened since the incident with your beard. You nod.
Okay. I better not
Okay.
keep the Magus waiting.
See you later. There's goulash for dinner.
Пойдем.
Hey, groundling! Come to the kitchen, we need you.
Jolison, a 4th degree famulus and your favorite foe among the students of magic, gives you a disparaging glance and disappears without waiting for your reply.
Да нахер его. Согласны? Так. Пойду в кабинет. Лотео Ионана. Ну давай, войти. Во. Одна загрузка за другой. Ну ё-моё.
Master Lot Yonan, Frala told me you wish to speak with me.
Ah, Tungdil, come in. There is a bag over there in the cupboard. Take it out, please. It contains artifacts belonging to my former famulus Goren. I wish to return them to him. He's in Blacksaddle, 300 miles away.
300 miles? That's a long journey. Who are you going to entrust with this?
I was thinking of you.
Me?
There is no one better to take on this journey. You have acquired much knowledge. You are almost a scholar. You know more than most
Какой-то
famuli about
пластилиновый
Girdlegard and
маг.
its inhabitants. It is time for you to go out into the world and see it with your own eyes.
With pleasure.
Да, унёнок такой, ну ё-моё. Что в
What's
сумке?
in the bag?
Magical devices. You better leave the bag closed if you want to avoid any accidents. Dwarves don't really like magic, and magic doesn't like you either.
Rakus gave us so much craftsmanship that there's no space left in our bodies for magic.
Strictly speaking, every time you've been too close to magic, it has ended in catastrophe.
Perhaps I'll meet some dwarves on my travels.
Yes, perhaps, but don't hold out too much hope, and be careful who you talk to. Not everyone out there likes dwarves.
Yeah, goblins. They abduct baby dwarves and sell them to magi, from what I've heard.
Not the best bit of business I've ever done. But what was I to do? The Longnoses threatened to throw you into the nearest river. Be on your guard. Look after the bag and don't lose it. May Palandiel be with you. And Varakas too, of course.
I'll set off immediately. I'll see you soon, Lot Yonan.
Угу.
Tungdil! Quick! Or the goulash will get burned!
It's a heavy load, and
Чего ты хочешь от меня, женщина?
It'd be a waste of goulash. And I'm hungry. Here, hold this.
Отремонтировать крепеж.
You damned freak!
for a moment you hope the famulus really does raise his hand to you. But then he comes to his senses and leaves the kitchen, his face bright red.
Я заработал 50 экспо.
Vegetables, bread, cheese, but the cook is not to be trifled with.
Hello, Frala.
Мне нужна еда на 300
I need
миль пути.
provisions for 300 miles.
You're grinning from ear to ear. Finally, you've got the chance to see something of the world.
300? Tungdil, that's no errand. That's an epic journey. Wait, I've got just the right thing.
Epic
But
journey.
make sure the cook doesn't see.
I'm going to Black Saddle to return a few things to a former apprentice in the Magus.
You pocket the rye bread, sausages, and ham. Enough food for the first few days of your journey.
I've got a
You take out a symbol of protection that you've carefully made from 3 horseshoe nails.
It's not the finest jewelry in Girdlegard.
One look at Frala's face makes it clear that it doesn't matter. She glows with happiness as she takes the pendant.
For me? But why?
Because you don't see me as an oddity, and you're like a little sister to me.
You could have said. But you settle with a shrug and a crooked smile.
Может, дороги я
Perhaps
встречу
I'll
других
even meet
гномов.
some dwarves on the way.
Frala throws you a cautious glance. It's a tricky subject that you can't help but broach.
There aren't dwarves down here. You're the only one in
Damn.
Idaslane, as far as we know.
I know, but I can't just have been born out of a rock. Somewhere in the mountains, I have a clan. Maybe even a family.
Yes. Maybe.
Frala has reminded you more than once that Lot Yonan wrote to the dwarf clans and none of them were missing a dwarf boy.
I have to go. I've got a long journey ahead of me.
I wish you the blessing of Palandial and Vrakas to protect you from all danger on your journey. Here, a talisman. Whenever you look at it, think of me.
Обменялись талисманами.
Frala winks at you mischievously.
And of getting me a nice present.
Посмотреть на еду.
The goulash is bubbling in the cauldron. You draw the
С поварихой нельзя поболтать. О, посмотреть на колыбель.
I am your godfather, little one. I'll look after you just like I looked after your mother.
Little Akana grasps your calloused finger and smiles at you wide-eyed. The beer that is delivered to the vaults is supposed to be the best beer in Idaslane. It's certainly your favorite beer. But you haven't drunk enough other beers to truly know.
Странный гном, который не выпил много пива. Стянуть немного еды.
Hey, what are you... We're still eating here. Why don't you go...
The blacksmith. Do you want
Тебе
something?
что-то нужно? Да блин, дайте стырить еды у вас, ё-моё. Вот. Стырено. Посмотреть на лестницу.
Lot Yonan's vaults are equipped with laboratories, a library, and private rooms for the family life. Together with the forge, the kitchen, and the other utility rooms, it makes up quite an impressive complex. But compared to the courts of the other Magi, the seat of power in Yonandar is small and modest.
Лакфелия, ты чем там занята? Признавайся. Так. Посмотреть на учеников. Давайте посмотрим на учеников. Что они?
Of the 200 or so people selected to learn the art of magic under Lot Yonan, there's barely a handful of them you can stand the sight of. You're not at all interested in magic in all its elusiveness and whimsy. Your realm is the Forge.
Это да. Согласен. Лакхельвия. Так, а чё, может в кузнице чё можно взять? Посмотреть на фигурку лошади.
If I hurry, I might be back in time for Sonia's birthday.
You're longing to see her face when you give her your homemade
О,
present.
демон. Всё, Лакхелия больше не нужна.
I wonder if dwarves ask Vracus for help on long journeys.
А вот если бы ты заходил бы в Телеграм, ты бы знал. Много информации знал бы.
No one taught you the craft. It was enough for you to watch Lot Yonan's old smith at work. Whenever the workshop was empty, you practiced and quickly mastered the craft with ease. There was a time when you could hardly lift the heavy hammer. Now you barely notice it anymore, and it feels like an extension of your arm. Smithing is in your blood.
Ну ты опять забыл. Так, стопэ. Выйти я всегда успею. А, нет, стоп, это выход, да? А вот это что за ворота? Ну, я хотел Лакхелию отправить на поиски тебя.
Dwarves who have never seen the sky. And you too feel more comfortable when you have rock over your head. If only you...
Ты же не можешь пропустить стрим, правильно? Учитывая, как я редко стримлю. То тебе грех пропускать стрим. Ну, валим отсюда.
You picture all the fantastic adventures that await you on your journey and are raring to go.
А, я забыл взять... А где я должен был оружие взять? Кожаная одежда. А вот и топорик. Даринка пришла. Здорово, Даринка. Новый год скоро? Да. Новый год, ура! О, маг. Господи!
Nice to see you again, Lot Yonan.
Какой жердяй. Прям как я. В лучшие свои годы.
Nudin, welcome. Please, sit down.
No, thank you, my friend. These are urgent matters, and I don't have much time. You must come to Leos Nudin immediately. The perished land is stirring.
Are you sure? What makes you think that?
I found out about 60 orbits ago, during a visit to the borders. Our magical barriers have weakened and become porous. The Elfar have left their land, and a huge horde of orcs have marched into Girdlegard.
Were you able to strengthen the spell with your magic?
No. I can't repair the damage alone. We need the combined power of the six. The other 4 are already on their way here, but we need your help too.
I will set off for Parista without delay.
Oh, and as you're coming, could you also take the opportunity to bring back the things that I lent to you?
Of course. I have them already packed in a bag.
Oh, thank you. We'll be expecting you.
А это не та ли сумка, которую я забрал?
Utterly blinded by the sunlight, you squeeze your eyes tightly shut after only a few steps. The time spent underground has made you so sensitive to light that you're forced to seek shelter in the shade of a mighty oak.
Так, и чего? То вот сюда мне надо, да? Так, ну... Выбора, куда пойти, у меня нету. Я так понимаю, здесь линейненько будет всё. Погнали.
You reach a small lake by a birchwood. Your feet hurt and your eyes still... You pitch your camp and lie down to sleep on the hard forest floor. When you awake in the morning, your legs are stiff and achy.
Вы гном, а гномы не плачут.
You throw your rucksack over your shoulder. You're a dwarf, and dwarves don't complain.
Нет, вот, а вот и развилочки пошли. Так. Пойдем вот сюда.
Around midday, with the sun high in the sky and the first beads of sweat appearing on your forehead, you see something move next to the road, a few hundred meters ahead. Some crows are pecking at something in the long grass.
Уйти с дороги, подкрасться, внимательно осмотреть все вокруг.
You survey the grass, the bushes and the few trees that are growing on both sides of the track. The wind blows through the grass.
Уйти, подкрасться к
The creaking leather armor, the clattering rucksack, and a dwarf's inner...
2 человеческих трупа нашел. Ей! Искать следы.
You don't see any signs of a struggle in the area where the corpses are lying. Were they stabbed by a companion? A rucksack that probably belonged to one of the...
Обыскать рюкзак.
You find a few implements, some provisions, and a map. A route is drawn on it from Parista, Nudin's capital, to Lotjonen's vaults.
Эх, Лакхельвия нас покидают.
You look down on a tall, broadly built man. He's wearing dark brown leather armor that is strengthened with iron plates. There's a sword lying next to him. Was he trying to defend himself against something?
Да, перевернуть тело.
By Vracus.
There are some narrow stab wounds in the man's chest. The cuts are too big to have been made by arrows, but too small for sword wounds.
Ладно. Ладно.
A slender man lies in front of you, dressed in an expensive robe. It is in the colors of Turgur the Fair-Faced, one of the 6 maidens.
Does this mean that Turgur the Fair-Faced is in Parista and wanted to send Lotjonen a message?
The man has the same incisions. It's clear that both men were killed by the same weapon.
Ничего. Так, здесь тоже ничего. Эти.
Nothing again.
You halt.
Что-то есть.
Another rucksack.
Обыскать.
You open the rucksack and recognize that someone has already rummaged through it, as well as some implements and writing utensils.
Убили их не грабители. Взять талисман.
Warmth and a feeling of security flush through your body.
И золото заберу. Трупам она уже не нужна. О, сюда можно пойти. Ага, ну тут не особо далеко можно. Ладно.
You scour the area once more and ask yourself what to do next.
Что делать дальше? Конечно, похоронить тела. И продолжить дальше. Не хрен трупы оставлять на земле.
It's time-consuming and strenuous work digging shallow graves in the ground with a stick and covering the corpses with a few stones. But it should at least keep the crows from their feasting for a while. You continue on your way so as to put a few more miles between you and your grisly...
Угу. Так, давайте-ка вот сюда заглянем. Ничего, да? Ну... Так. Зайдем-ка на ферму.
As the gable end of a small farmhouse and a barn appear from behind a hilltop, you hear the loud cries of children at play. The boy is trying to catch up his sister with a determined look on his face, but is finding it difficult to keep...
Оставаться на
The boy
месте.
trips and falls to the ground with a bump. Before the girl can reach him to help, he picks himself up and grabs the stick to continue the chase. In doing so, he catches a glimpse of you. Now the girl has turned to face you too. Before you can say...
На ферму.
Without rushing, you follow the children to the farmhouse, into which they've disappeared. Their father is a thick-set man with grey hair.
I am a patcher. This is my wife, Remsa.
The blonde woman nods a greeting almost imperceptibly
Это светлый
and
волос?
clasps her daughter tightly to her.
Окей.
She looks you over with an anxious expression.
It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Tungdil.
You try to make your voice sound as harmless as possible.
Over the last few days, have you seen two travelers heading east?
Opatia looks at his wife, but she shakes her head.
Why do you ask?
I found them. Two dead bodies on the side of the road. A good day's march east from here.
Dead bodies?
She hastily covers her son's ears.
Was it orcs?
Remsa, what would orcs be doing up here? It was probably just bandits.
Ваша жена
I'm
похожа
sorry
на
if I
пугало.
scared your wife and children.
The man waves dismissively.
No. It's just that my fair woman is especially jumpy these days.
The orcs have been spotted near Calmstead. You should take it more seriously.
The farmer's wife clutches her daughter even tighter before the girl finally protests. The boy steps forward excitedly and cuts the air with his stick.
If strangers come, we're supposed to run away, but I can hit them too.
Opatia pats his son on the head, laughing.
We're safe.
Wouldn't it be better to move to one of the bigger villages if there are orcs around?
The farm is our livelihood. We can't just leave the place. The fields don't look after themselves. King Tilagorn's cavalry will take care of the orcs, or Lord Yonan and his magi.
But the cavalry can't be everywhere at once. Even a handful of
кузнец
orcs would be
алкаш.
enough to finish us.
Once the seeds are planted, I'll build the hideaway, just as you wish. But what use is a hideaway if we've nothing to eat in the autumn?
we can't be sure whether the orcs will come here, but what is for certain is that you will starve without a harvest.
That's exactly what I said.
Opatia lays a hand on his wife's shoulder.
Don't worry, I'll build a hideaway as soon as everything else is taken care of.
But
Trust me, even the good dwarf here says it is so. And if anyone knows about orcs, then it's the dwarves.
Блин.
Remsa nods slowly, then looks towards the ground glumly.
If you say so.
You bid farewell and set off on your way. The
Интересно, я
children
их
follow
поставил?
you for a while, before saying their goodbyes in laughter and running back towards the farm.
Так. А это кто? Гном-торговец. Good Water. Идем в Good
You
Water.
look down on a large village on the banks of the Warder. Some of the village is built on stilts in the river. A wooden bridge spans the fast-flowing water.
Деревянный чистокол. Ну-ка, с другой
Your
стороны.
eyes roam the land on the other side of the river. You estimate that you will soon... The guards on the palisade are watching you. Their armor looks well cared for and well made. The smith who made them knew what he was doing. You
Явно не
conclude that the men...
крестьяне, да. Так, надеюсь, мне сейчас не настучат. И я смогу наворовать еды. Ну, смотреть
There are small
пепелище.
fires burning every 50 steps or so. They are intended to light up the area in front of the...
Угу. Правильно делают. Умные люди здесь сидят. В городе-то. Оп. Теперь какая-то стратегия получилась прям. Ну, я не орк, мне бояться нечего. Наверное. Я же ведь не орк. Интересно, зачем вот такое вот делать пустое место? Странный участок крепления смотреть, ну-ка.
The stakes look a bit different here. You want to look a little closer.
А ну
But the guard on the
проваливай.
other side- The stakes... There are small fires...
Смотреть черепа.
Orc skulls.
You're not sure it's wise to taunt the... The double gate is made of strong planks. Sturdy, but still much less solid than the fixed parts of the palisade. Security has been forgone here for practical reasons. Never... The double gate is made of strong...
Orc skulls.
You're not...
Да ё-моё.
The double gate...
Вот, поговорить.
Some of the guards begin to whisper as you near the gate.
Hello up there!
What brings you to fair good water? And have you seen any orcs on your travels, groundling?
The man leaning over the palisade eyes you up and down carefully.
Я гном, да может. Я требую открыть ворота.
I'm a dwarf, I'll have you know, just like you are humans and not overgroundlings. So will you let me in now?
I regret to inform you that we cannot allow you to enter. The gates stayed closed once night has fallen.
There is certainly no regret showing in the man's face.
Ваш рот смотрится каким-то...
I'm a blacksmith and a dwarf. Let me tell you, your gate might look solid, but it won't withstand a real orc assault.
The murmuring all around him makes the man pause for a moment. If anyone else had criticized the stronghold, they'd have been laughed down and shooed away. but no one understands defense systems like the dwarves.
A dwarf blacksmith who just happens to be standing in front of our gate?
That's right. I can see to it that orcs crack open their skulls on your gate, just like at home on the High Pass. Skulls that add up to hard cash for you.
You only know about the secondling stronghold from books, but you can see in the man's face you've pushed the right buttons.
All right then. You can spend the night in the village. You begin work tomorrow morning, and it had better work like you promised.
Of course. It's a trifle.
Я прорвался в деревушку, теперь можно их вырезать всех. Гном-берсеркер такой.
After a meal, you spend the night in the comfort and shelter of a Goodwater tavern. The next morning, you feel fully refreshed. You strengthen the gate with cross braces of wood and iron, using your experience and skill. Now it should be able to withstand an attack for much longer.
Well done, dwarf. We were right to bring you into our village.
The village grew rich through bridge tolls, and this wealth must be defended.
Если вас моя работа вас устроит, я не откажусь от награждения.
I've spent almost half an orbit strengthening the gate. How about a bit of compensation?
The council member's face darkens.
We've paid for food and lodgings, and because we're generous, we've also thrown in the bridge toll.
Ну ладно. Стоянка у дуба.
An uneasy feeling has been your constant companion since you left Goodwater. Every little... As night begins to fall, you pass a large oak tree and decide to call... You swing yourself up the trunk and then pull up your baggage after you. You're prepared to sleep in a tree like a bird, if it means escaping the orc. You see North Pass and smell the fresh, icy wind that sweeps over the peak. You smell the disgusting green blood of the orcs and taste the rancid fat. You open your eyes and are surprised at the brightness as a glance at the...
Упс. Уснул, называется, на дереве. О, они отдельную заставку под это сделали. О, ты жив еще.
I am Sinthras of Son Balsur. My master, Nod On the Doublefold, ruler of the perished land, has elected you, the lords of Taboribor, to be the sword that conquers the south.
You mean you want us to put our necks on the...
Lord Yonan and the others will be taken care of. Your task is to create a diversion in the south.
And which other?
The one that conquers the most land.
So Kragnar will be the new Grand Lord.
He glares at Ushnots and Bashkug.
Kragnar short tribe will... Never! We will overwhelm the cities of the Red Bloods quicker than you can see.
We shall see.
You can't believe what you're hearing. If the beasts of Tion ride into battle together, catastrophic cycles lie ahead for Girdlegard.
Ну, хорошо, что я решил залезть на дерево. А будь я у костра, меня бы сейчас там и положили бы.
The night in the oak tree was the worst of your life. You spent every single moment afraid that you'd be found and savaged by the orcs. But as the
Понаблюдать.
Safe than sorry.
Your eyes scanned the deserted...
Ладно. Слазим. Ну и сегодня все стримят. Ну это ж хорошо.
You're overcome by the urge to vomit. You have, of course, heard the story.
This is the place. I knew it was here. Come on, then. Hey, Fushka! In front...
Ой.
Grounding. Perfect crisp breakfast.
You know that you're no warrior, but you want to face the orcs as a child of the divine smith. Perhaps you'll manage...
Упс. Надо было метнуть.
Oink, oink, little piggies!
О! О, клевый гном пришел. Е.
How did you manage to lose your weapon? Go and get it, and this time, hold it tight. Hey, that one was mine. You're just too slow, dear brother. Too slow? Just wait.
Е, гномики пришли.
At once. On my way.
Huh? Ha-ha! Yes, yes. Attack! Too easy. What is it? On my way.
Ух, хорошо.
Yes. End it.
I didn't hit you very hard.
Ruckus.
Huh? With pleasure. As good as done. Attack!
Отходи, он убил.
Ow! Hitting me pretty hard. And again. Pow! Another one bites the dust.
Understood.
I just need
At once. End it. Understood.
attack. Yeah!
For Ruckus. On my way.
Yes.
Understood.
I didn't hit you very
way.
hard.
At once.
Pow! Another one bites the dust. Huh? They're hitting me pretty hard.
I need help over here. Quickly. And again. End it.
Yeah!
Yes.
What is it? As good as done. With pleasure.
Блин. Тяжело. Надо что-нибудь придумать.
At once. On my way. Huh?
Attack!
Understood. For Ruckus.
Yeah!
On my way. End it.
What is it? Come here, you! Attack!
At once. Understood.
Attack! Yeah!
End it.
Yes? Huh? Of course!
Ну, берсерк. Берсерк мод.
On my way! I have
Yes?
bow and down.
On my way.
Give me a hand! I
can't
can't
do
too
that.
hard! Yeah!
At once.
Ow! Another one bites
Understood.
the dust. He cheated!
On my way. At once.
What is it?
Huh? Understood. End it.
Wild creature. Attack! Yeah!
Understood.
And again. Oh, what bad luck for you! They hit me pretty hard!
Understood. Kill. On my way. Understood.
What is it?
For Ruckus. And again. At once. Understood.
Yes?
Huh? At once. On my way.
I can't do that yet. Pow!
End it.
Another one bites the dust. Huh? All right. Say goodbye. They're hitting me pretty hard.
Understood.
Yeah! I didn't hit you
my
very
way.
hard.
At once.
Too easy.
On my way.
Pow! Another one bites the dust. Oh, what bad luck for you. Too easy.
Understood.
Yeah! Yes? On my way! All right.
Блин, я промахнулся.
At once. Attack! On my way. For Vraka!
I didn't hit you very hard!
Understood. End it.
Huh? As good as done. All right. On my way.
Ты чё здесь стреляешь-то? Ну-ка на тебе топором.
On my way. Yeah!
At once. On my way. At once.
Yes? As good as done.
Фу, развалил всех просто в клочья. Хрюх-хрюх, свинки.
That's all? No more orcs? Well fought, young friend. Do you happen to be Tungdil? Well fought? But he fought like a... Boindale, what do you expect? He grew up amongst the humans.
Who are you and how do you know my name?
My name is Boindal Hookhand of the clan of the Swinging Axes. This is my brother Boindale Doubleblade. We've been sent to find you. Call me Ironheart. Are there any more piggy snouts around here?
Вас отправили найти
You turned
меня.
up at just the right moment. But are you sure it's me you're looking for?
The High King Gundrabor sent us to fetch you and bring you to Ogre's death in the Secondling realm in the south.
So he received the letter from my master? And am I a secondling?
Well, something like that, I guess.
Печалька. Тут ты, что я делаю? Вот я дурак. Исчезни.
There was a meeting last night. The Elfar serve a certain Nod On who calls himself Lord of the Perish Land. They have enlisted 3 orc...
Did you hear that, Boindal? Peggy snouts! The
Свинорылые.
Elfar from San Balzur and the orcs from Taboribor are working together?
And could ally with the orcs from the Perish Land.
The twins look at you solemnly. You all know what that would mean for the people of Girdlegard.
Угу.
We've got to...
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. But it's our duty to get you to the Ogre's Death Fortress in one piece.
I thought the duty of dwarves was to protect the innocent in Girdlegard.
Lot Yonan and King Broron will take care of the orcs. We 3 must be careful. You're not exactly a warrior. But he has broad shoulders and broad hands. There's hope for him yet. So when you've got the chance to split a few orc skulls, you should take it.
А кто там еще стримит, кстати, Диамант сегодня?
I would be happy to follow you into the realm of the Secondlings. In truth, there is nothing I would rather do. But first, I must travel to Blacksaddle and return some things to a former famulus of Lot Yonan.
Blacksaddle isn't exactly on our way.
It's on my way. We can head south as soon as I've carried out Lot Yonan's orders.
Well, he's certainly got the stubbornness of a dwarf. Perhaps we'll be able to make a real dwarf of him on the way. All right, we'll accompany you. The sooner we find that famulus, the quicker we can get back to the mountains.
I'll have to send Lot Yonan a message by carrier pigeon on the way. And if we happen to stumble upon a couple of orcs...
I like you, but we'll have to find you another name. Bolafar. It's about as good as Lipsmith, Paddletosh, or...
I'm good at...
reading?
Из умников. Алло, а там же амулет какой-то. Масяня, Вуз, друг и ты. Ничего себе. Making friends. Одни стримлеры вокруг. Разрубающий удар. Вот это мне нравится. А, то есть я вот так вот. Я нашел талисман исцеления. Е. Так. О, еды нормас у меня, кстати. О, тут еще и отношения, смотрите, есть. 5 ранений, ни хрена себе. Так. Орда орков. Ну, мы валим от орды орков. Ага, если они сюда придут. Ладно, мы сюда уйдем, если что.
There are dead orcs lying in the defensive trenches and strewn over the meadows in front.
Войти в
You enter the
Стиплтон.
city and the garrison at its center without being spoken to. It is
Dwarves, eh? Seems we aren't to be spared anything these days. What do you want?
It looks like you've got an orc problem.
Had. Our scouts detected the army early on, and we were able to repel them without any great losses.
Your mighty walls look like...
The soldier isn't intimidated by Boindil. He juts his chin out confidently.
At least they stopped the orc.
Не думал я, что Стиплтон такой большой
Stapleton
город.
was so big, impressive place.
We have fertile meadows. That's what we have to thank for the city's growth in recent years. At the time of my grandparents, Steepleton was nothing more than the tower on a hill with a couple of houses. Now we have a market, a temple, and of course, there are royal messengers stationed in the tower.
О, мне нужно
You said you
отправиться
had
от
messengers here. I'd like to send a carrier pigeon to Lot Yonin in Yonendar.
Lot Yonan in Yonendar.
90 золотых. Да ради
If the
бога.
carrier pigeon delivers my message safely to Lot Yonan, then it's worth its weight.
Then I'll send for a scribe.
Thank you, but I can write it myself. Paper and ink will be sufficient.
The guard nods. You don't blame him. Once you've been given the writing implements, you write down a sum.
I must speak.
Commander Valor doesn't have time. He's...
Commander Valor is dealing with the orc problem, and I have important information
The guard eyes you with interest and tries to judge. The commander looks up from his work. The guard repeats what you told him.
Your information about the orcs could be...
The commander listens attentively and now and then asks questions as you tell him about the 3 orc armies and the meeting.
The orc army that attacked you was able to escape.
здорово.
What was left of it? They headed south.
Чё тебе не спится-то?
Unfortunately, I can't send anyone after them until the damage to the wall
Как
is
твои дела?
repaired.
The commander looks at you with a disgruntled expression. It suddenly seems clear to him.
Killing pig noses and getting paid?
You grin at Boindil and then turn back.
We must press...
Kill as many orcs as you can, dwarves.
Убить орков. Лепота. К югу от города.
You see a camp with a wagon and 2 people on the edge of the path. Behind them, black
Тоже
saddle
логично.
towers up above.
Поговорить с
You don't
людьми.
want to give them a shock, so the 2 traders look up and visibly jump when they see. It doesn't escape your attention that you seem to be causing the traders.
We're only travelers. We're looking for someone who's said to live on Blacksaddle.
Someone who lives here?
The traders exchange.
Normally we wouldn't stop and rest here, but the horses are too exhausted.
То есть Париста?
You come from Parista. How are things there?
No news to speak of, I'd say. Well, except for Nudin the Knowledge Lusty.
You know Nudin, the knowledge-lusty. Lot Yonan introduced him to you.
Oh, nothing really. Just rumors.
You nod at the trader to continue.
He's behaving...
Merely looks ill, apparently. Or that's what some...
Ну, покажи, что у тебя есть. Возьму еще зелье одно. Так, что у вас?
Why does Blacksaddle make you feel uneasy? It doesn't look particular.
Only a mountain?
Просто легенда не
You
слышишь?
don't know the legend.
The trader looked.
Blacksaddle was once known as Cloudpiercer, and it towered up into the heavens. The upper slopes of... They called on the Dwarves to help them. They were able to tunnel up through Cloudpiercer to the top. They hollowed it out and carried away the gold. The humans did... There were too many holes inside for it to hold together. It collapsed and buried both greedy parties underneath it. The mountain lost its tremendous size and its beauty.
Never heard of it. Sounds like human tittle-tattle. Dwarves would never...
Later in the night, after eating together, it's a night in which nothing happens. And the next morning, the...
Так, давайте к горе.
After a march through the thick pine forest, Blacksaddle...
Оп. В нужное место пришли. Основной квест-то никто же за меня не выполнит, правильно? Ой, ядрить! Нет. Майнер не словишь.
According to Lot Yonan.
Although you try to put a lot of assurance into your voice, you too see no signs that anyone lives here.
No castle, no tunnel, no
Там же
camp.
ссылка на
There's nothing
Твиттер.
here but mountain.
Then we'll have to take a closer look.
You do that, scholar. We'll be waiting for you here.
Ни хрена не видно вообще.
Found anything?
No.
Ну ладно, сделаю специально ссылку для тебя с майнером. Охренеть, конечно.
No trace of Goren here. I can only climb a little.
Ну ладно.
An old tree. Looks like it.
Ну-ка,
There we
вали.
go.
О, топорик. Оп. Куда-то полез. Блин, гном, что ты там видишь?
I should be able to get up here.
Наверное, сможешь, давай. А!
That was close.
That was close, да. Печалька. Посмотреть вниз.
Goren is here, then he is further up.
А, вот теперь можно подняться, да?
I hope this is all worth it.
О! Я могу вот так вот сделать. Сквозь туман прорубиться.
There's something engraved on it.
You realize with surprise that they are
Не
runes
свести,
in the
денег не
Dwarven
будет.
language.
Я ж правильно говорю? Денег не будет? Сейчас я кое-что понажимаю. Чё там? Выполняйте. Понятно. Маленькая коробка с алмазами. Так, нахер. Не. Ну ладно, хотя бы так. Так. Прочитай руны, давай, читай.
Built with the blood of our enemies, be unyielding as the rock, and soak the land in their blood.
А может, ему и деньги не нужны, он же гном. Опа. Опа, смотрите, я прочитал на гномьем языке что-то, и мне дверка открылась. Дверкус.
Hello.
Hello. Блин, а можно факел зажечь или что-нибудь? Так, я вижу какие-то руны. Посмотреть круг света.
Master Garen. Lot Yonan sent me to bring. My inquiries are almost at an end. That means I can finally go to be with my sunshine. I have never been to Greenglade, but I think I deposited my most valuable things in the grave of Horengarth before my departure and secured it with magic.
Высшее наречие.
The password is...
You recognize the following words as...
Взять фонарь. Да бери фонарь давай.
Useful. And a turn...
You see sketches and notes on the architectural features, statues and wall reliefs. It seems
Garen is in Greenglade to visit his sunshine.
Гаурагаря.
Greenglade is in Gauragar.
Да, не мог. Так, я так понимаю, мне надо позажигать свечи, да?
Hello? Is anyone there?
Да зажигай давай.
It looks as though Garen lived in the fortress for a while.
Взять немного еды с собой.
Stealing.
Так. Смотреть
A series
наружу.
of weapons that are all clearly of dwarven origin.
Ага. Но тушить жаровни я не могу, поэтому есть предположение, что мне просто надо зажечь все жаровни. А может и нет. О! Зомби.
Thirdlings, the fortress belongs... It belongs to the Dwarf Haters. Norimber's dwarves are not only as unyielding as a mountain, they are also as destructive as an avalanche, and would batter into lesser kingdoms just as relentless. The four should find no salvation in Vrachus, only eternal damnation, so that they suffer indescribable torment between the worlds.
You have heard of the
Так, ладно. Что тут у нас? Изучить руны на чашу.
Born of stone, forged in battle.
You're not sure if you really want to know what was once in this basin. The
Так.
Sarcophagus.
Может, я смогу его открыть? Ну-ка, силой давай. Да ёптыш! Страшно. Понятно. Не стоило этого делать. Осветить руны.
A rune. Clearly magical.
Ага. Ага, я понял. Так. Так. Это что такое? Посмотреть запись.
You have difficulty deciphering the scroll.
Сбросить первых город.
Throw the firstlings in the fort.
Подняться по ступеням можно. Так, это мы успеем еще. Ну, странно, я только... Собственно, а тут что-то такой руны нету. Посмотри-ка. Вот это что ли она? Ну да. Похоже. Конечно, можно подобрать последовательность, я думаю. Но мы не такие. Правильно? Посмотреть на алтарь.
It would seem that even the thirdlings worship Vrakas, but in all the other kingdoms his shrine would be the biggest.
Забрать. Сделать приношение. Посмотреть на статую Ларимбура.
The progenitor of the thirdlings.
In most of the chronicles about the 5 dwarfen kingdoms, only very...
Так. Так, давайте смотреть. Оп, это что было? А. Так, ладно. Так, чуть мне казалось, это дольше всех горело. Угу. Так, не угадал. Значит, вот так, вот так, вот так и вот так, и все. Тут банально последовательность надо было угадать. Походу. Ну, вообще логично, кто будет сложной головоломкой делать в начале игры, правильно? Ну, я бы не стал делать.
That's it.
Вот так вот. Еще раз попробовать открыть.
Goren's most valuable belongings. Letters from his lover, a silk scarf that must have belonged
И
to her,
медальон.
and,
Медальон.
medallion.
Взять браслет. Сейчас скелеты вылезут. Нет? Так. Ну, больше здесь вроде ничего нету. Ну, тогда уходим отсюда. Посмотрим, что за медальон. О, вот это хорошо, кстати. На, возьми. Покинуть тайную крепость. Все, погнали. А стоп. Ну-ка, а что здесь за кустами?
Here's a...
А здесь?
Definitely...
Понятно. То есть я нашел то, что мне надо было. Это хорошо.
Even the dark ever...
Погнали.
So, scholar.
There is an abandoned fortress in the mountain, and I think it belonged to the Thirdlings.
Boindale's eyes narrow.
Проклятых гномобиц.
Dwarf killers. A thirdling fortress. Here. In the middle of Girdlegard. We must let High King Gundrabur know about this.
The fortress has been long abandoned by the looks of it. Anyway, I can't go to Ogre's death until I have completed my quest. Goren is in Greenglade.
Huh.
The High King. Why do you want to bring me to him?
All right then. It's about the choice of the new High King. Gandagar, the king of the Fourthlings, is with his entourage in Ogre's death
А я тут при
and
чем?
is supposed to ascend the throne. But our acting High King Gundrabur wants to prevent that from happening. He fears that
Ай. Логично. А я тут
But
при
what
чем?
have I got to do with that?
Boindale is about to say something, but is silenced by a nudge in the side from his brother.
High King Gundrabur will explain everything when the...
You look distrustfully from one twin to the other. Boindale has donned an...
What does this King Gandagar have against the elves?
Dwarves and elves just don't get along. Brachus and Satalia made us that way.
I know that, but going to war for just that after all this time?
Well, there must be more behind it. They say that the king of the Fourthlings is full of hatred and is a hothead in this matter.
И что вы знаете о
Thirteenth
третьих?
fortress here in the heart of Girdlegard. That's strange, isn't it?
And worrying. But they've always been wily. They move in the...
I've read about it. Lorenberg, their progenitor, rejected the name that Vrakas gave him, who in turn did not give him any special talent, so his kingdom studied war.
It helps them defending the east. But it also meant they ended up confronting the other kingdoms. No dwarf would ever even think of injuring one of his kind. When they were even more powerful, they wanted to become the...
Whatever, your High King must wait. I have a quest.
But our quest is...
Boindale raises a placatory...
Let it be, dear brother. Look at it. He has made...
Это да, если гном принял решение, то все, его ничего не переубедит. Если, конечно, гномом управляет не человек. Мочи орков!
You approach Scalebrook through its expansive fields and spot smoke rising up into the sky.
В атаку! Бей орков! Ага. Слышь, Бендил. А, то есть вот так вот, да? Тогда вот так.
Quick, we have to help those people. Vrakas!
What is it? I'm with you. Yes, yes. Come here, you.
Мочи их!
And what now?
Understood. At once.
Too easy.
Блин, надо было так промахнуться.
I didn't hit you very hard. What is it? All right. Say goodbye forever. On my way.
At once. Aim. Find somewhere safe to hide. We'll come back for you once we've saved... Vrakas!
Yeah. Huh?
Уху, привет!
He hardly put up a fight.
Understood. Attack! On my way. End it. At once. Attack!
Пошел вон, ублюдок.
Fabracus! Yes? Pow! Another one bites the dust. As good as done. I'll be ready soon.
I can't do that yet.
Нять топориком.
And what now? I'm with you.
Yes? On my way.
Attack!
Understood. At once.
Отбито. Алло.
That's it. They're fleeing. I
Они...
don't think so. They're just rallying.
And that's what we should do too. Come on.
Вперед! В атаку!
Thank you so much. You saved us.
Not yet. The orcs are rallying. You must join us.
But
Ну, мы не можем.
You must. Here they come.
3 гнома делают
End it.
всю работу.
What is it?
Yes?
What is it? I'm with you. Attack! Yes? All right. With pleasure. And what easy.
At once.
Attack!
Да блин. Отходи, отходи, брат, отходи.
Too easy. Hey, what is it?
Ты отходи. Нет! Блин! Не того ударил.
Understood. Yes. Say goodbye forever. On my way.
At once. Attack! Killed. Fabracus!
What is it? All right. As good as done. On my way. All right.
Yes? Please wait a moment.
Too easy.
Дэм.
Understood.
Где там этот горе-лучник-то?
At once. Understood.
Yes.
At once. Understood. At once. End it.
Huh? On my way. All right. With pleasure. Ow! Another one bites the dust. On my way.
On my way. And again.
Орки перебитые.
While Boindale still hunts the last of the orcs through the alleyways of the village, you and Boendal are already helping search for survivors. Various villagers, all with shocked, ashen faces, come and thank you for saving them. A middle-aged man nervously steps from one foot to the other and tries to force a smile.
He left behind some gold as a dowry for...
But before you can reply, the man takes a deep breath and forces himself to look at you.
What am I saying? How ungrateful.
Принять
You
награду.
accept the reward with a small bow.
Thank you.
We will bury our dead.
Yeah. Так, давайте-то повернемся в город.
While
Стиплтон.
taking a rest, you see a cart The sight reminds you of a long,
Они красивые.
Very pretty.
You were expecting a little more information.
Do they have beards?
No, I would say it's more like fluff. Oh, very attractive.
And what do they do? I mean, are they warriors too?
In our kingdom, most take care of domestic life. They take the animals down to the meadows in the valleys, make sure the larders are full and that there's plenty of good beer, and make our clothes. It only ever causes problems when men and women stand shoulder to shoulder in battle.
Some of them are talented stonemasons and smiths. And beware of insulting their skills. They are...
Так. И чего? Здесь линия зеленокожих, часть жителей погибла, но большинство уцелело. Теперь оставшиеся в живых людях будут иначе думать о гномах. Здорово, папка.
By the evening campfire, Boindale rummages around in his rucksack and pulls out a cheese wrapped in a cloth. The smell it gives off makes you hold your breath.
Oh, picky, are you? Hardly surprising, considering you
Как
were
твои
brought
дела?
up by humans. It's
You pull the warm piece of cheese from the stick. It tastes dreadful.
Так. Ух ты, ядрить мне куда идти. Так, давайте вверх, вот так. Вот сюда посетим, вот так, вот так. Погнали. Так. Что у нас там по еде? На 108 еды, да. На 30 дней есть, нормально. Так, налево. Вверх. Зайдем сюда.
The closer you get to Parista, the livelier the streets become.
А, это Париста?
Its dome gleams white in the sun. It is the sea. You reach the council's palace, but are stopped in front of its gate.
The parish land? You mean the barrier?
The guard shrugs his shoulders.
Угу. Так, ладно, тогда идем вот сюда. Заглянем вот сюда. Солнечная.
You arrive as the sun sets behind the tower of a Palandial temple, lighting up its stained glass. There's a shop in the village, and through the window, as well as some everyday objects and food, you also spy a shelf full of books.
Почему тебе грустно за игру? Ну-ка, поясни. Вроде же норм игра, не? Войти в лавку.
A small bell rings as you enter the shop. The twins look around, but seem rather disinterested, until they discover a couple of gemstones on display.
Или тебя что-то
On the
смущает
wall
в
to
ней?
your left is the bookshelf you saw through the window.
Смотреть
You
книжный полк.
stroll towards the bookshelf and read some of the titles.
Oh, by fracas, look, dear brother. The scholar really is looking at books.
It's an interesting selection, Boindale. I could make some recommend.
Boindale throws his arm around your shoulder and pulls you slowly away from the bookshelf.
What if someone sees you? Here, this is more our kind of thing.
Покажи, что у тебя есть. Слабый эликсир силы, еда. Возьмем еду. Мало ли чё. Ну ладно, пошли дальше. Так.
Boindale is walking next to you in silence.
Yeah, I'm curious. And you can find many answers in books.
Won't you have found...
Quite the contrary. The more books you read...
I knew it.
Пустая трата. Так, давайте вот так вот зайдем.
You approach the village and can...
Пахнет смертью. Надеюсь, этих остроухих-то перерезали там всех.
By fracas. The piggies have really shown those pointy ears. We couldn't have done it any better.
Stay alert. I want to find out what happened to Goren.
Это следы, я так понимаю, да?
Hoof prints burned into the ground.
Hellfire?
The fire in Boindale's eyes flares up with delight.
Huzzah! That would make a change from those stupid piggies.
Ну такое, мой юный друг.
Green Glade was one of the few places in Girdlegard where humans and elves lived together. You don't see any elven feature. You have read about the elves and their buildings. This here had always just been a small example.
Дома эльфов. А чё, трупы осмотреть нельзя? Там мало ли, может, лут какой-нибудь, не? Эх, ладно. Это что такое? А, это внутри там. Ага, здесь не пройти, я понял. О, окажись ученик.
The body of the man is riddled with arrows, and his the robes remind you of those of Lot Yonan's famuli. This plus the fact that
Ну. Смотреть книги.
Goren had these books on him when he was attacked. Was he trying to bring them to safety?
Your eyes fall.
Greetings, Turga. I am glad to hear that you finally wish to confide in Lot Yonan. I have found out something new about the demon. It's all written in these books. I think they are the key to his destruction, or I hope so, at least. Yours faithfully, Goren. What demon are they talking about?
You instinctively think about how the magical barrier is only a few days' march north of here. And beyond it, Varakas only knows what kind of creatures live in the Perish Land.
Я, по крайней мере, все, что слышал про игру, она всегда была РПГ про гномов. Но, правда, я не особо за ней следил, понятное дело. Чего там? Магистр запустил. Осмотреть пепелище. Вон. Ну, картину смотреть.
The hand that painted this
picture portrays the village in its state of ruin.
Examining the canvas more
Да. Бросить картину.
This is the most
The smell of the smoke has accompanied you for a while now. But here, so close to the bodies, it is masked by the sweet smell of death. You have a bitter taste in your...
Понятненько. Ну, может, не осилили. Знаешь, многие на словах львы толстые. Опа.
The elf maiden's graceful snow-white face still radiates beauty. From the neck down, she is nothing more than a blood-red, damp and glistening. In your imagination, you see the Alfar's shadow mare standing around the Lady of Greenblade, devouring her, while she nailed to the tree.
You destroyed my painting. Now I need fresh blood to paint a new one.
Oh.
Huzzah! This will be fun.
I hope your blood doesn't clot too much.
How do you plan to defeat us, pointy ears? There are 3 of us.
Oh, only 3. That makes it easier.
She looks over the corpses.
Oh, Tharin Lueth Buanre.
Трупы поднимет сейчас. Понятно.
What's happening?
That's
the perished land.
Impossible. Greenglade is south of the barrier.
I know of nothing else that can resurrect the dead. Knock their heads off or they'll keep coming back.
Так. Как убить демона? Так. Ладно, погнали в бой.
End it. On my way. Understood. Attack. On my way. End it.
And what is
now?
Say goodbye forever. Give me a hand.
Блин.
Yes, yes. Of course.
Yes, sir. On my way.
Yes. For you.
Attack.
Too easy.
Please wait a moment.
On my way.
And again.
Don't rush me. Give me a hand.
Ну вставай, давай.
Over here. Quickly.
Give me a hand.
Attack. Understood.
Give me a hand. Come here, you. Huzzah! I'm not that quick. Oh, what bad luck for you.
On my way.
Отходи, ты.
At once. On my way. At once.
I didn't hit you very hard.
At once. Understood. Pavrakas. End it.
Huh? What is it? Come here, you. Yes, yes.
I can't do that.
What is it? Don't rush me. I'll be ready soon. Huh? I'm with you.
Ни хрена не вижу. Да хорош.
I can't do that yet.
Please wait a moment now. Yes. Give me a hand. With pleasure. Ow! Hey! Oh, what is
Over here.
for you?
Quickly. I need help over here. Quickly. I can't do that yet. End it.
What is it? Of course. What is it? Oh, Boindale. Where is Boindale?
Неплохо. Так, хорошо.
Understood. On my way.
Yeah. All right.
Attack!
Give me a hand.
Killed.
Yes. On my way.
As good as done. For breakfast. On my way.
Another one bites the dust.
At once. They're hitting me pretty hard.
Huh? Who's next? Yes?
Huh? Huh?
I didn't hit you very hard. What is it?
He hardly put up a fight.
Oh, what bad luck for you.
Attack!
And what now?
Так, понятно, он в режиме берсерк.
Understood. At once.
Say goodbye forever. Don't rush me. All right.
He hardly
On
put
my
up
way.
a fight.
As good as done.
On my way. I need help over here. Quickly.
Yes? Oh, what are you?
Understood. On my way.
What is it? Damn it! How many more of them are there?
Да убивай ты коняху уже, давай.
Wasn't expecting this.
То есть, получается, ни одного гнома нельзя потерять. Это сложно. Ограничивают во всем, сволочи. Так, ладно.
Understood. On my way. At once. Attack! What is it?
Ну ё-моё, не видно же ни хера, ну ё-моё.
As good as done. At once. Attack! What is it? And what now? Hey! Come here, you! Another one of course dust! Huh? Yes, on my way! Yes, understood. On my way. Understood. End it! On my way. What is it? I didn't hit you very hard!
Да чё ты их слишком дохера как-то. И конь этот бегает постоянно, скотина. Чё, меня убили, что ли? А, у меня силки закончились, я понял. Петучи. Так. Чё?
Understood. At once. End it. Yes. Oh, what bad luck for you. Understood. What is it? All right. And what now? Yes. Huh? What is it? End it. Attack! I can't do that yet. Huh? And what now?
Блин, я забыл хилки выбрать, да?
Say goodbye for a wild creature. What is it?
Yes, for breakfast.
Pow! Another one bites the dust.
Please wait a moment.
I hit you very hard.
Understood.
What is it? And what now? The hit you very hard. Another one bites the dust.
They're hitting me pretty hard.
Say goodbye.
Quickly.
With pleasure.
On my way.
I didn't hit you very hard.
On my way. Understood.
I just need a little rest.
Ладно. Ты уже сходил в кино, что ли?
On my way.
And what now?
Yes, huh?
Huh? On my way. All right. What is it?
Yes.
And what now? Yes, yes. I'm with you.
Huh? Huh? Understood.
Too easy.
End it.
And what now?
And again.
Yes, yes. Huh? What is it? Pow! Another one.
He hardly put up a
Oh, what bad luck for you! Say goodbye forever. Yes. Oh, what bad luck for you! Come here, you!
Держать строй!
Yes.
Say goodbye forever. Another one bites the dust. Yeah. What is it? Oh, put up a bad luck for you. Yes, of course. And what now? Huh? On my way. Huh? End it. What is it? Who's next? Huh?
Yes, on my way.
I didn't hit you very hard.
At once. Vile creature.
He hardly put up a fight.
For Vracus.
And what now?
Да хорош! Блин, дебил. Отойди, Бэндал. И ты отойди, там, видишь, берсерк, дебил.
I'm with you. Too easy. What is it? And what now? Huh? All right. On my way. Who's next? Huzzah! Yes? And what now? What is it?
Vile creature. On my way.
Huh? On my way. All right. What is it? Huh? Yes?
As good as done. Killed.
And what now?
Куда ты лезешь? Я тебе разрешал?
On my way. Oh, what bad luck for you.
Yes?
Yes? I didn't hit you very hard.
Следующий.
As good as done. On my way.
Uh-huh.
Huh? Pow! Another one bites the dust.
Huh?
Yes?
Да ты задолбал, господи, уйди ты нахер.
What is it?
Ну что ты такой непослушный-то?
As good as done.
Я же сказал, отойди.
I didn't hit you very hard. Don't rush me. I'll be ready soon. Too easy. With pleasure. I didn't hit you very hard.
Yes? Understood.
And what now? All right. As good as done. On my way. Say goodbye forever. As good as done.
Ой.
On my way. As good as done. On my way. All right.
Эй, я здесь.
On my way. All right. As good as done.
Лошадка, давай, иди сюда.
On my way. All right.
Yes? On my way. Understood.
What is it? Yes? With pleasure. All right. As good as done.
At once. Yes?
Huh? And what now? Yes, yes.
End it. At once.
Yeah. Yes?
Huh?
With pleasure. With pleasure. Huh?
Коняшку убили.
Dwarves, you protected the glade.
Да, да, мы такие. Подожди, а баба-то где? Смыла,
The
что ли?
perished land. The barrier has fallen.
You can feel your stomach cramping. Unlike Boindale, you can't say a word.
The damn mage, I only had one job!
So this is what it is like to rise from the dead. I feel nothing. I am left with nothing. My love, my beauty, my home, and my forest. Everything has been taken from me.
Without even being able to look into her eyes, you recognize the sadness in the elf maiden's expression.
Karen was here, and I've heard that you elves have special abilities in battle.
I felt her presence, but when I confronted the elf, she had already killed the first of us and resurrected the